What's happening, everybody? 3G Geek here, and today I am actually going to give my review of Black Ops 4. And so with that, I did a previous video where I described my rating scale for games, and if you haven't seen that, go pause it, look it up. I think it's called like Establishing the Review or something like that, so go check that out. But the high-level idea behind it is that I'm really just going to be rating games on good, bad, or meh. And so with that, I am here to deliver my Black Ops 4 review. And to be honest, it was just kind of meh. And with that, review done, I am out. Just kidding. As we all know, Call of Duty has been traditionally divided into three different sections. First you have the multiplayer, next you have zombies, and then depending on which Call of Duty you're talking about, you either have the campaign, which is not in Black Ops 4, or you have Blackout, which is in Black Ops 4, the Call of Duty version of Battle Royale. To begin with, we are going to start with multiplayer. Multiplayer has been a staple for my Call of Duty experience for a long time now, and this is really just more of the same. Still good tight gameplay, balanced-ish maps, and weapons and all that stuff is all there. They made some general tweaks to the loadout. It is still the Pick 10 system, but they have eliminated the shotgun as a primary weapon and is now listed as just a secondary weapon. I mean, again, that doesn't really change it all that much. But one thing that I actually found issue with was the max that any class had for a gun was like 5 rifles or guns for that class. Now, I understand where they're coming from because they have the season pass and they're probably going to release more guns with it. But straight out of the box, if you don't have the season pass, this really limits the amount of guns that you can, if this is your thing, to grind through and get all the camos for and get all the attachments for. And that actually is a good segue into my next section concerning the gun attachments. To me, they have gotten a little less creative with the attachments, and here's what I mean by that. They have, for some of the guns, there are lists of attachments that are 2 of the same thing. For instance, some of the sniper rifles, they have increased bullet damage attachment. Fine, perfect. But there is a 1 and 2 version of the same attachment. The first one is a instant kill from the stomach up. The second one is from the waist up, and that is a one-shot kill. That just slightly irks me, but realistically it, again, doesn't have any major effects on the game. But as you have probably heard, the big change is the new health system, which, in my experience, maybe I just suck, the health really doesn't have that big of the ability to change the flow of gameplay. Because most of the time when I die, it is because I am just in a firefight and I just can't get to my health in time, or get behind cover in time to heal up, or they have the drop on me and I just get shot from behind anyway. There are a couple instances where it was helpful to be able, once I actually do get around the corner, to be able to heal up, and a couple times it has proven to be quite effective, but not enough to drastically change the flow of the game. With that said, one of the things that you can actually swap out concerning the health is how effective it is. You can always heal up, but in terms of how effective it is depends on what equipment you have equipped. You can swap out other things for like the specialist abilities to recharge quicker, or score streaks, or body armor, and all that stuff that you probably have known and seen. Transitioning away from the class and how the classes and how the point system is and all those little tweaks here and there, The next thing that I want to talk about concerning multiplayer is the maps and the modes. So for the maps, they have new maps, and again, they're just fun new maps to get used to and explore and find out the best vantage point and the best way to go about these maps, and just learn how people react and which guns are best for specific maps. And one of my favorite parts is they've actually remastered some of the old Call of Duty Black Ops maps for Black Ops 4. So there's a couple maps from the original Black Ops and Black Ops 2, and I personally love that. And it got me to thinking, a little side note, if they ever remaster Black Ops 1 and 2, I will be the first in line to buy them because they were fantastic in my opinion. I had so much fun playing them, but besides the point. And then stepping away from the maps themselves and getting more into the different game modes, they have all the standard game modes like Domination, Hardpoint, Team Deathmatch, Free-for-all, all that good stuff. And they've also added a new couple modes that add a different layer to the multiplayer concept, and it just takes some getting used to, and I found some of them that are actually quite fun. So, overall, I would say that the multiplayer has not really changed much. There are a couple of little issues that I have with the class system, with the guns specifically, and the maps are just the same as they've always been, just new maps, but I did like the remastered ones. So overall, no huge change to the multiplayer. From there, I actually want to talk about the zombies mode. With the zombies mode, you are getting 3 different modes right out of the box, which is super helpful. But again, going back to the paywall, there are more coming out that you will have to buy individually or the season pass for. But putting all that stuff aside, the 3 different modes are widely different than most of them that we've played before. I guess even just specifically in terms of setting. One, you're on the Titanic, and as you go through, I believe you have to solve the mystery and all that stuff as the Titanic is sinking. Super fascinating. There's another one that transports you back to like ancient Egypt and you're fighting zombies in the Colosseum. A little far-fetched, but still an interesting story and an interesting setting for a zombies map. The last mode uses the original 4 characters from the zombies mode to tell a different story with those characters, and again, just an interesting story to go through and all that stuff. So again, zombies really hasn't changed all that much. Again, they made some minor tweaks here and there. For the zombies mode, again, nothing drastic has changed. You do get 3 different stories, which straight out of the box is very nice to be able to play through and master and level up in the zombies mode. From there, probably the biggest selling point for Black Ops 4 is the Battle Royale mode that Black Ops introduces, which is Blackout. With this new Blackout mode, they have different skins from past Black Ops characters, so you can play as Hudson, as Woods, and Alex Mason, and just a whole bunch of other skins that you can get. The map is interesting to explore, and there's a whole bunch of different places to go and loot. The same Call of Duty like style of shooting has been injected into the Battle Royale mode, which I actually think makes it a nice, tight, clean, well-polished Battle Royale mode. Not to say that the others are bad or anything like that, but this is just a very clean and polished version slash take on the Battle Royale system. I've played it multiple times, and again, everything feels tight. Picking up weapons is easy, looting is a little inconvenient, but still super easy, and it's still like the same like long distance battles, more specifically from like PUBG. I believe my only complaint about that is some of the loading times. And from the moment that you say they want to enter a lobby to entering the staging area where you would get on the helicopter slash bus, say from Fortnite, is usually not too bad. But usually from the time that you leave the staging area and then load to the helicopters, it takes anywhere from like I would say about 10 to 25 seconds, which overall isn't really bad, but in terms of the flow, it kind of varies a little bit, and that's a point that I found kind of annoying because, again, I'm not very good at Battle Royale, and if I died right in the beginning, then I would have to sit through everything and load everything up again for very minimal gameplay. So, like, if I was alive for 30 seconds, die, and then I would have to wait like a full minute-ish before I was back into the action, and then die again in 30 seconds, and then just rinse and repeat. That isn't too bad. If you are better at Battle Royale than I am, this really won't be that bad, because you'll get a good solid 10 minutes of gameplay, varying on how good you are, obviously. And so this is a very welcome addition to the Black Ops universe. And so the overall verdict that I have to give Black Ops 4 is a little tricky to establish. I know I tried to keep it as simple as I could with good, bad, or meh. Here's my explanation for that. Overall, the game is just fantastic and amazing. Everything is very well polished, the multiplayer is spot on, and it's as solid as it has ever been, and the zombies is still solid and still a riot to play. And the Blackout mode, as I said, was a well-polished version of Battle Royale that Call of Duty gave its own spin on. And it is a very good game overall. But I actually have to go with the rating of meh. The reason I say meh is mostly just because since there's been with the idea of the 3 different sections of Call of Duty, what you like about any given Call of Duty game will really depend on your experience. If you like the multiplayer and the zombies, that's 2 out of the 3 sections of the typical Call of Duty franchise that you like, and the game would be worth it. If you like Battle Royale and zombies, it will still be worth it. If you like regular multiplayer and Battle Royale, it will still be perfect. If there is only one section that you like, then you're kind of left out in the cold. Liking only one section of the whole Call of Duty formula could cause players to not see the worth in paying $60 for a brand new Black Ops, and maybe even getting the season pass. They might end up feeling cheated. And so with all of that in mind, I have to give the overall rating of meh. And for my personal opinion on the game, I am right there with that category. It was a good game, but I only really like one section of Call of Duty. My favorite section out of all of them presented in Black Ops 4 is just the multiplayer. The zombies are okay. Recent zombies have not been my favorite because I don't like the elaborate puzzle of trying to figure out what happened and trying to solve all of it. It just seems like a little bit much. I would prefer a zombies round where you just run around and try to survive as long as you can, but trying to survive and solve all these sometimes ridiculously complicated and minute, detailed-oriented puzzles is not my greatest idea of a good time. And Battle Royale for me is really just kind of a hit or miss. The Black Ops version is a good time, but I find personally that it does not have me wanting to keep playing it over and over and over again. And that might just be the Battle Royale formula in general, not specific to Call of Duty. And even with all of that said, even the multiplayer, which is supposed to be my favorite section, is really just kind of okay. It is mostly just more of the same. And so that's why I have to give a meh rating. If you like 2 sections of the Call of Duty formula, I would recommend purchasing this. I think it would be a worthy investment of your money. Would you get the season pass? That's really realistically up to you. If you only like the one section of Call of Duty, I would recommend waiting or just renting it, which is still a thing, or even just finding a friend who would be willing to lend it to you. Just give it a try, see if you like it, see if you like the other game modes, and then just kind of go from there. And with all that, I would like to hear from you guys down in the comments. Do you like Black Ops 4? Do you hate it with a burning passion? Are you just kind of meh about it? What are your thoughts? I will be down answering any questions and just talking with all of you down in the comments below. If you like this video and like what I'm trying to do, feel free to hit that like button and also subscribe, and remember to ring that bell for when I put out more videos and more reviews. And also down in the comments, if you have any critiques or anything like that for my videos, I am open to anything to try to improve my videos overall. And with that, this is 3G Geek signing off. How was that?